So it looks like Jay-Z's lawyer has finally spoken. Let's get into it.
Tonight, Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, is pushing to get a judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's account.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days. Almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened.
This in the wake of our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and Sean Diddy Combs of raping her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she might have some.
I'm sorry, but that woman, she sounds slow. I mean, I don't know how you say it politically correct. Like might be missing a chromosome or whatever. But when I watched the interview, she don't sound like she got it all there. Like she might still, like I say, she playing with a bunny rabbit while she's talking. So there has to be something mentally wrong. It could be drug use, years of drug use. That could be it, you know. But hey, I'm just saying, she just don't sound like she's all there.
Facts wrong, but that she says the incident happened. What do you say to that?
You know, anybody, when they make up a claim, they can just keep repeating it and getting it right. But you never get the details right. And what happened during her interview with you is that the story began to unravel.
On the night of the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000, she says Combs' limo driver took her to an after party. There, she says she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo, that's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a.
But one thing, there's one little thing, the tattoo. Did he have that tattoo back then? Did he say, yeah, he did or didn't? And if he did, how would she know that he had that tattoo of the Last Supper on his arm? Unless, you know, I mean, if she's a fan, then she probably knows. I'm just saying, because now with the internet, things are different. You can look up, you can Google anything and find it. But back then, years ago, if you need to know something, you either did like a lot of research or you was like up close and personal. But I just, you know, just questions that will probably be asked on the stand or in the deposition.
A drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both raped her. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not corroborate her story. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said.
Exactly. Ain't no way in hell you would have forgot that. And I said that in my last video. It's like, man, you talking about he drove 5 hours to go get her, so you know he pissed, and then they on the way back. Think about drive 5 minutes to go get my kids. I'm asking 11 questions.
The woman revealed to us that she has autism and previously suffered a head injury. In a follow-up phone interview, we asked her about the contradictions, and she said that she stands by her statements.
This woman is standing by her story. It happened over 20 years ago. Maybe her memory is hazy. Maybe her father doesn't remember that night.
No, she's doubled down on certain of these details. She says, I'm positive. She points out the tattoo. She talks about the tattoo in vivid detail. Turns out that's completely false. And the father is supposed to be picking her up. 10-hour drive, round trip to pick her up in the middle of the night. Has no memory of that. No one has come forward about this in nearly a quarter of a century, and that's because this never happened.
Spiro said he's not only.
I can remember taking 6-hour trips to Louisiana. I can remember driving. Let me see. What is so we're talking about 41. Damn, that long ago. Almost. I can remember almost 30 years ago driving to Winnie, Texas in a 78 Toyota Celica with a cracked manifold with my lady pregnant, driving and then leaving there and that night driving this long road from Winnie to Galveston where you had to cross over on the ferry in the middle of the night. No cell phone. Hell, we know about no cell phones, really. No cell phone, no page. This road like a 2-lane highway. Everything closed. And we driving down there at 19 years old, like looking back now, like dummies, to go to a hotel, you know what I'm saying, to go to the beach that night after dark. I can remember something like that. You know, I can remember that trip. But so I'm saying, how in the heck would you not, as a grown man? I'm talking about at 19, but you're a grown man with a 13-year-old child. So you're at least 15 years older than her. So I would say, give or take. You can be 13 years old. So you can be in the world from the ages of 26 to hell, infinity. And you don't remember picking up your child? Come on. That means it didn't happen.
Justice for Jay-Z, he says that he also wants to expose the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby.
He takes away the voices from real victims and he causes real harm. If this lawyer has any sense, he's going to dismiss this claim. I don't know whether he has any sense.
Busby, who has filed more than 20 lawsuits against Combs, told NBC News that he is continuing to vet the accuser's claims and that she has agreed to undergo a polygraph this week. A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Since your attorneys refiled the lawsuit against Combs naming Jay-Z, he has come out with a very long statement saying that this is completely not true and that this is all about trying to get money from him. What do you say about that?
I haven't asked for a dime from him.
But it's a civil suit. You ain't asked for a dime, but it's a civil suit. You know what civil suit means? Civil suit means you're looking for some money. And that's what I think everyone's saying now. Civil suits can turn into criminal suits, which is like a lot of times that's how it goes. But yeah, you asking for money right now. So stop playing like you're some kind of victim player. Well, you know what I mean. I didn't mean to say it like that. It came out wrong.
Not everything is motivated by money, and I'm sorry that he felt.
So I guess she's in her because I mean, look at this though. Look at this backdrop. Think about this. I'm paying attention to this now. These color like patterns, like splashes on the wall. Her sitting in a little rocker playing with a bunny rabbit. They're trying to give off, and the way she's talking, I say, being 37, she's sounding like she's kind of mentally gone. But I think they're trying to paint a picture of childhood innocence. Man, I should have been a psych doctor. But anyway, yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. Paint a picture. And she's a white woman. Let's just go there with that. I think they're trying to paint a picture of an innocent little white girl who was taken advantage of by two big black gorillas. I'm just saying.
That it is.
This woman also told us on camera last week that this isn't about money.
Well, let's be serious. A lawyer like this is not sending out these letters not to make money. He wants money and fame. He doesn't care about truth and justice. And that's what's going on here.
Chloe Maloff joins us in studio. So, Chloe, explain this to me. The attorney for the plaintiffs, Tony Busby, right? He is sticking by his client, even though you've been able to report these inconsistencies and they are now out there in the public?
Yes, and because of our exclusive report here on Top Story, he's actually going to have Jane Doe do a polygraph test. He says he hasn't done it yet, but that they are going to be doing it this week. He also said in a statement...
That's going to be well, polygraph tests are not admissible in court, but if it becomes public, that's probably not going to look good for all.
To us moments ago that their conduct throughout all of this has been beyond reproach and will continue to be, even though that's not what you're hearing Alex Spiro, Jay-Z's attorney, what he's saying. Also, I just want to show you Jay-Z's team created a timeline. Obviously, even though this took place allegedly 24 years ago, right? They are saying that there is just no way that he could have been at the VMAs. He's on camera there until the end of the VMAs, which ended right after 11. And that there are photographs of him at the Lotus Club in Manhattan. And they say he was there till 3 a.m. And then he went.
Hold on. Oh God, I can pause this. Let's see. So let's look at this. 3 p.m. latest Doe snuck out of her window at 3 p.m. 8 p.m. The VMA snuck out of window at 3 o'clock, really, middle of the day. 8 p.m. She say the VMAs begin. I can't see the little stuff. Say I can't read the little thing. I have to probably look this up online, probably Google it somehow. At 11 p.m. the VMA ends. Again, you're 13 years old. Your butt need to be in the house by 11. 11:30, earliest Combs arrives at white residence at 11:30. 11:51, earliest limo returns to Radio City. So it's damn near 12 o'clock and your 13-year-old tail is still missing. 12:11, earliest limo drop off doe at white residence. 12:48, latest doe leaves white residence. So you was at this residence no more than 30 minutes. Latest that the doe can call, they're talking about Jane Doe, calls a father, and the latest doe is picked up by a father. So at 6:30 in the morning, your daddy come get you. Right. And y'all don't talk about anything that happened on the trip back home. I'm gonna try to find somewhere where I can blow this up, like for real. Might make it as the thumbnail on this video.
He could have been at the VMAs. He's on camera there until the end of the VMAs, which ended right after 11. And that there are photographs of him at the Lotus Club in Manhattan. And they say he was there till 3 a.m. and then he went to the music studio. So again, they are adamant that
he was not at that party.
He was not at any sort of after party.
I do want to ask you this. What is Jay-Z's sort of legal team strategy in describing the relationship between Diddy and Jay-Z? Because there are a ton of photos of them over the years, obviously before these allegations came out.
And this civil suit, Tom, originally just named Combs. And then it was amended last weekend to include Jay-Z. What Alex Spiro said to me today is that although publicly Jay-Z supported Diddy, they were not best friends. They were not as close as you thought that they were. So in terms of knowledge of what went on allegedly at these white parties and what took place allegedly in these civil suits and the criminal charge and the trial, he says Jay-Z has no knowledge of any of that. Again, he publicly supported him as a fellow musician and someone where they came up together in the industry, but that they weren't as close as you thought.
Thanks for watching.
That's the problem about a lie. Once you tell a lie, you gotta remember it because you gotta keep telling it. But then once a lie starts to fall apart, what the liar continues to do will be start to exaggerate and add more details to the story to try to make you believe that what they're saying is true. She probably brought up this case, this allegation, and said this happened, this, that, and the third. Now, let's say something did happen, and that could be another issue. That could be another issue too on the other side, being a devil's advocate. Let's say something did happen to this young lady at some party. The problem could be that she does not remember when and where it happened. Could be the issue. Like I say, she could have been trafficked back in the day. It's possible. But like I say, the way she talks, I got a sense of long-term drug use in her past. But it's quite possibly that traffic or not traffic, something she could have got to a party, something happened to her, probably could have got to who knows. Let's say play the devil's advocate. She may not remember exactly what happened because you're talking about somebody who says she's suffers from autism and she's had head injuries. So she could have forgot a bunch of stuff in her lifetime. A lot. Dad said he went through a lot, but he said he would have remembered a damn 5 hour, driving 10 hours to go pick his daughter up, round trip. He would have remembered that. Any man would have remembered that unless you got thrown off as drug use. And you shouldn't have been driving 5 hours if your mind was inebriated. But anyway, back to the devil's advocate. Something could have happened, but there could be details, times, dates that she could not remember. And so now she starts to embellish the story, adding details, maybe feels that something happened that didn't happen, and then she starts to believe it. And then the next thing you know, it done got out of control. And it comes to a point where you need to stop and say, hey, something happened, but I can't prove it. And unfortunately, we got to let it go. But she's not at that point. And lawyers can be dirty and deceitful, man. Lawyers can try to make it to where make you believe that you believe something. Hell, police can do the same thing. I remember back in the 6th grade that I had glasses. I was, young, wore glasses, didn't wear them all the time. Only wore them in class to read. after that, I'll take them off, especially when you're outside playing, running around playing football, basketball, running around being boys. You know, you put the glass, I'll put my glasses up. Well, anyway, get home, lost them because I would put them in my pocket. Never forget that. I had like a great coat. Well, put my glasses in my pocket, in the case, in my pocket. Get home, can't find them. Look all over the house, look over the car, can't find them. So then the only thing that I can remember was when my dad came and picked me up, that it was this girl named Angel Wynn. Shout out to Angel Wynn. You know what I'm saying? Funny about her, still was in contact with her like in my adult years. Amazing. Through other people. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. Small world. But anyway, I remember that we was playing, right? And being, kids. And I was on my way to my dad's car and she like pushed me. You know what I'm saying? Like, push me in my back, laughing and giggling, all that kind of crap. Get in the car, like I say, then next thing you know, can't find my glasses. So I, thinking back, trying to be a detective, said that, oh, I think my glasses must have fell down the gutter, the storm drain or something, because they must have lost them when she pushed me. No, I said, I think, yeah, that's what my story ended up. It was that she pushed me, and that's how I lost them. And then it turned to, it wasn't there on the ground. Nobody found them on the ground. I said, well, it must have went down the storm drain. Anyway, went back to the scene of the crime. Look, there is no storm drain. Was no storm. I know it's one on that sidewalk, but I mean on that side of the road. But where my dad picked me up that day, there was no storm. There was no sewer right there. I said it fell down probably the sewer. There was no sewer. And we looked I had friends, everybody looking all over for them glasses, and we could not find them. So was it a lie? No, it wasn't technically a lie because I didn't know one thing and said something else. I felt that something happened. I just didn't. I just made up. Nah, but it's like it wasn't. It wasn't made up to get somebody in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you do something. It wasn't like something was done and you lied to try to get yourself out of it, knowing the truth. This was what I told myself was the truth. And then hopefully that everyone else believed it. And then I believed it too. And I wanted to get everybody else to believe it. And then come to find out there was no storm. So really in the end, nobody knows how I lost them glasses. I never left the campus. So they might have fell out when the girl pushed me. Because like I said, it was in my pocket. I always put my glasses in my pocket. And that's it. So they might have fell out, but did they go down the storm drain? No. Somebody probably could have picked them up. They probably could have turned them in and lost and found. Somebody probably could have took them and being funny, a kid took them and threw them away. There's no telling where them sun guns was at. But I embellished the story to try to fit a narrative, hoping that was the truth, and it ended up not being the truth. This could probably basically be the same situation. But anyway, we're just gonna keep an eye on this. See how it turns out. You'd be hard pressed to get somebody to believe that this is going to go past this, but people want their 15 minutes of fame, and I believe that if it's turned out that she's lying, her face needs to be put out there. Her face and name needs to be put out there. Like seriously, you got to hold people accountable. Like I don't know what kind of life she went through. I think she probably went through a hard life with a lot of sex, drugs, and alcohol. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. But those are choices you make, and you got to deal with the consequences. But anyway. Tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. Let's have an intelligent conversation around here. You know how we do. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you nothing but maybe a couple minutes of the day, but they mean everything to us here. If you want to support financially, you can give super thanks, super chat, super stickers, and you can go to the description box where there's a link you can click on to help support us financially there. Don't forget to go to marlonmorale.com where you can get 10% off your first purchase of all our luxury items. I promise you will not be disappointed. And right now, click on the shop button below. You can take advantage of our miniature sandalwood beard kit oil sale. It's contain beard oil, balm, and beard wash. And it's sandalwood, which is clinically proven to help stimulate hair follicle growth. So if you're trying to grow that beard to its full potential, why not use the best product on the market? And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.